You may think that I know too much, but no, it's never too much. Because when push comes to shove, girl, just trust I.
Well, hello my beautiful and amazing crafters. Welcome to another video of Crafting with Shaneda. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you a few amazing bridal shower gift ideas that will impress any bride-to-be. Alright, let's get started. For this particular design, you can create it in Canva, Cricut Design Space, or Silhouette Studio, whatever would be easiest for you. So for today's design, I'm going to create this in Canva and utilize my Canva Pro options. So the first thing I'm going to do is just create a new design, be through the process and show you how I created this design right here. So I'm going to start by creating a new page. For right now, I'm not going to worry about the sizing until I get ready to set up and print this out. So I just want to get set up on the design. So going over to the Elements tab, and this one will work fine because I'll go back and change the font. I'm just going to make sure I have the right year. Let's say that bride and groom is getting married on August 24th. So I'm going to just choose the month of August. Let's just group it together for now. And I'm just going to bring in another blank page. I'm going to go back and delete this page since I don't need it anymore. So from this point, let's just go ahead and remove the little background here. I'm going to select all the dates and let's change it to one color. Right now, as you can see under the text color box, it has the two different colors that's on the page. We'll just make it all black. I'm going to go ahead and delete the grayed out numbers from the previous month, so I just have the month of August on my screen. Now from here, you can change the fonts if you would like. Thanks to Creative Fabrica, I have added so many beautiful fonts into Canva. If you would like a video, I can show you how to import your fonts into Canva, just to add to the amazing library that Canva already offers. Just going to put the year before I forget, and I do like to clean up my spacing. And let's see what font. I really love Cozy Caps, which is a Creative Fabrica font. I think for the days of the week, I want to go for like a typewriter look. So we'll go over to the fonts and I'm just going to write typewriter. Okay, I like that. Let's unbold it. The numbers are the font Poppins. I'm going to keep that. And now I'm just going to add in an element to highlight the marriage date. So I'm going to go over to the Elements tab. I'm going to type in rings. And I'm going to choose this ring here. It is a Canva Pro ring element. In most cases, weddings are usually on a Saturday, with the exception to the rule. So I'm just going to choose this little ring design because I know will fit perfectly in my design. Now let's personalize it with the bride and groom's name. And I'm going to use the Josephia font for the scripted font here. I'm just going to duplicate my text and let's just write something like tie the knot. And I just want to add a little pop of color. So I know the bride loves pink. So I'm going to just bring in a little cute pink heart. All right, so far so good. Now I want to kind of see how this looks against my actual ceramic ornament. So I'm just going to bring in a circle. Actually, I'm going to bring in 2 circles. I'm going to change some colors around here real quick. And then now I'm just going to just arrange everything so that way it fits accordingly. Okay, I like the way that this looks. So for right now, I want to take this design and put it on a full sheet of paper so that way I can print it out with my sublimation machine. And then I'll cut it by hand, select everything, and group it. I'm going to right click and I'm going to copy this design. My full page setup, which this replicates a full sheet of paper, 8 by 5 by 11 inches. I'm going to go ahead and paste it here. And then I'm just going to size it. Size it to about 3.1 inches, so I have some wiggle room. And then right from this point, I'm just going to remove the little dot I put there. And then I can make extra duplicate the design if, just in case I need to redo it if there's any mistake. I do have a ceramic ornament that has a back and a front side that could be sublimated, so I might use that for this project. So I'm going to go to the share button. I'm going to go ahead and download this as a PDF so I can print this out on my sublimation machine. So for this next gift idea, I purchased these marble coasters. I will have everything that I used listed in the description box below. And I'm just going to add the bride's name and maybe Mrs. and the year onto the coasters. And I want to show you two ways by using vinyl as well as using heat transfer vinyl to show you the different looks. So I went ahead and cut out the name, and I'm going to create a separate video and show you how to add these glyphs to the font in Cricut Design Space. When I was editing this video, I didn't want it to be too long, even though I do have timestamps. I didn't want it to be too long, so I'm going to create a separate video to show you how I added the glyphs. And I cut out the misses and the year with the adhesive vinyl, and I'm using my transfer tape to transfer this onto the coaster. I made sure that the coaster had a nice clean surface, and then I'm adding the vinyl on to the coaster with my transfer tape. I like the way it looks with the gold vinyl. It lays very nice and smooth, and it gives a nice shine. So another alternative is I wanted to use my HTV adhesive. Sometimes when cutting it out, it's really hard to see the lettering, so I'm using my light box so I can weed away the excessive vinyl, and then I'm going to add some gold reactive foil. Using my mini heat press, I'm going to lightly, with low pressure, low heat, adhere the adhesive vinyl onto the coaster, the clean base coaster. Just going back and making sure that the adhesive vinyl is very adhered, nice and adhered to the coaster. And then placing a piece of butcher paper, I'm going to add my heat activated foil. I'm going to let it cool for just a little bit and then remove. And this came out gorgeous. Both looks look great. I like the gold adhesive vinyl look as well as the gold foil. Which one is your favorite? Let me know in the description box below. So for this next project, it's going to be made in Canva, and I'm actually going to send this design to Canva to be printed out. So this would be for the wedding booklet. I thought this would be a really great idea to personalize and give this gift to the bride to be, and also incorporate the groom as well. Something very sentimental. This is really easy to do, especially if you have a few photos of the couple. This project I know will be well received and well received by the bride and groom. So I'm going to go over to Canva, and I'm just going to search the templates for wedding booklets or wedding journals, just to get an idea. I'm going to find something from this catalog, and I'll personalize it, and I'll show you how to do that as well. So when you type in wedding booklet templates, you get a nice variety to choose from. And everything could be customizable. So I know a lot of times when I look at templates, you're kind of, you get stuck looking at a particular style or color, and you're like, bypass it. but everything is customizable. You just need a shell to work with if nothing really pops out at you. Now, these particular templates are not set up how I wanted them, so I did change them, and I'm going to show you how to change them as well. So let's get started. I chose this template here. It is a series of 8 pages, and it's really a marriage or wedding program. But we're going to alter this. So I'm going to just go ahead and customize the template. And I'm just going to start with the first page. I deleted the other pages because I'm not going to use them for this tutorial basis. I'm just going to use this and as a guide to get started on the booklet. So for this particular booklet, I'm going to just stay in the perimeter of 24 pages. And I'll show you later in the design why I chose that many pages. You definitely could do more or less. It just has to be an increment of 4 pages for your booklet. So now that I have a starting point to start with, I want to start with the picture of the couple as the main focal point of the booklet. So I have an idea here how I want to use it. So I'm going to create a new page, and then I'm just going to go ahead and add my mock picture of the bride. Okay, so I have a Canva picture of a beautiful bride and groom, and I'm going to right click and I'm going to replace the background. So I don't have to, you can't just stretch it out, but I'm just going to replace the background. Now this is a beautiful picture just the way it is, but I just want to add a little bit more depth and element and go ahead and personalize it. So around the corner here, I want to have kind of like a overlay on the side. So I went over to the Elements tab and I just typed in shadow. And I chose this option here, which is the white transparent gradient overlay. It is a free element for Canva Pro. So if you don't have Canva Pro, I'm just saying I love it. So I'm just going to add this overlay to the corner of the picture, and I'm just going to go ahead and edit it and reduce the transparency just a little bit more and play with it here. Perfect, just like that. And since the couple in this photo is outside, I'm going to add a couple little ray of lights on the corner of the photo, and I just typed in light ray. And this is also a pro feature, as you can see here. And I'm just going to add the little light on the corner, just making sure that it's not fading the couple out, not just kind of distracting the picture too much. Add it to the other side. If you feel like the photo's not really in center, you can always double click on the photo and then you can move it around as much as Canva allows. So I'm going to have their name here, and the font that I used was the Amsterdam 3 font. And then I just put here at the bottom our first year of love, and then the couple's name, the first anniversary. So this would be an anniversary booklet. All right, so the first page is done and looks amazing already. So now it's time to create the actual pages for the workbook. And there's different options. You can go on Google and search some ideas and make the pages yourself by using some lines and outlines in Canva. So what I'm going to do is, you can find these work pages from a place like Creative Fabrica. I get a lot of my elements and PNG and SVGs from Creative Fabrica. I will have a link in the description box below. There's a really great place to grab files that are commercially licensed, and you can use them if you want to make this and sell it as well. I think this would be a great thing to sell as well. So they have a couple planner with 50 pages that is editable in Canva. So this would be a great file to use. You could download them, and then you can just upload these pages right into your workbook, change the coloring or the verbiage. So that's what I did there. As well, and another great place to look is Etsy. I typed in anniversary planner pages, and a good amount of pages came up, different prices. Same thing, you could download them and include those pages into your workbook. This is a great idea to just save on time if you don't want to create each page individually. If you have the time, that'd be great. If you don't, if you're like me and thought of this in the last minute, this would be a great alternative as well. So I went ahead and downloaded those pages. I personalized them, changed the colors, added a few things so I could just bypass making all of this one by one. And that way I have all my pages ready to go. So this was great. What I decided to do on the 10th page, just to break it up, I'm going to add a photo. So I found, using one of the designs, just kept the sentiment and then just added the photo of the couple. And then we'll continue on adding a few more workbook pages. And I'm going to do the same thing on page 20, add another photo, and then I'll add a little message here. Come over here. And for the final page, I got this idea from this booklet here. The couple, and it had a sentiment, and you would put the couple's name here. So now that I have now that I have 24 pages, I'm going to print this with Canva. So I'm going to go over to the share button and go down to print with Canva, and I'm going to search for a booklet. It's going to ask me to resize my design, and then it will give me a preview of each page. So from this point, I'm going to make any adjustments that needs to be made to the pages. And I would go through and just make sure everything looks good. The photos, everything, all the elements line up. And then if you click preview spread, you could see what your booklet, you'll be able to see what your booklet is going to look like. This will be the cover, and then your pages, and then adding that photo to the booklet kind of breaks it up and makes it even more personable. So from this point, I'm gonna go ahead and hit continue and get it shipped, and I'll show you what it looks like once it arrives. So it's been a few days and the order has came from Canva, and it looks amazing. The paper is very like a soft, smooth texture, and the front of the book is very gorgeous. I love the way it looked. Now if you wanted to print this out yourself, you could. I wanted to see if I was to do this myself, how it would come out. So you can print it out yourself. If you want a tutorial on how to print this out, let me know in the description box below. And I would suggest using like a semi-gloss photo paper for your cover, your front and back cover, to give the booklet a nice look. And then you'll be able to print your pages front and back. And if you do decide to print, you want to make sure you're familiar with your printer settings. Since I'm printed this on front and the back pages, I need to make sure to print on the short side, because when I print it on the long side, it did not come out correctly. So you would need to know your printer settings if you wanted to print out this booklet yourself. But this makes an amazing booklet, journal, planner for the bride-to-be that she can jot very special moments in this book and give her ideas to celebrate their first year of marriage. So for this next project, you're going to need some wood hangers. I found these pack of 4 at my local Target. You're also going to need either a strip of pearls or single pearls. You'll need a hot glue gun, as well as some ribbon or string. I have some chiffon ribbon here in my craft room. Everything that I'm showing you today, I will have listed in the description box below. So I'm going to start off by measuring the top of the wood hanger, so that way I know what size vinyl I need to cut out with my cutting machine. And I plan to put the bride's name and maybe the word bride as well. I'll be cutting out the vinyl with my Oracle permanent vinyl and using my green standard mat. After cutting out the vinyl, I went ahead and weeded out the vinyl. I always cut out an extra word or two just in case something doesn't cut right. I don't have to repeat the whole project again. And I'm just using my transfer tape to apply the vinyl to the wood hanger. Now I'm just going to add this little string of pearls towards the bottom of the hanger and adhering it with my hot glue gun. Here I'm showing you that I did single pearls on this particular hanger just to show you the different options that you have. You can even use something like this. These are diamond strip as well. Or you could just leave it plain and or stain it. The sky is the limit. So now I'm going to add the individual beads onto the other side of the hanger. So I'm just going to add some chiffon ribbon on top of the bow. I'm going to add some ribbon on the top. And these beautiful DIY hangers are ready to go. So this next idea I thought would be a very useful and practical gift for the bride-to-be, a little travel jewelry box. I saw this at my local Target, but I had one already purchased because I knew I was going to make this, and I will have everything listed in the description box below. So for this project, it's very beginner friendly. It's easy to do. All I'm going to do is just measure the front of the jewelry box, and then go into Cricut Design Space and cut out the bride's name in HTV with the cursive font. And then using my mini heat press, I'm going on low heat. I'll just adhere the name onto the jewelry box. And I made sure to add a piece of butcher paper just to protect the jewelry box as I added the HTV. And to put everything together, I purchased this rope basket along with some wood dowels, some a foam block, and some pink flowers. And just using some zip ties, I added the dowels to the basket so I can hang the hanger. And instead of using paper shred, I used the flowers to fill in the basket, and it added a beautiful touch. Well, I want to thank you so much for watching the video. I know this video took me over 2 weeks to film because I had so much to put in this video, but I really appreciate you watching to the end. I hope you were inspired by a few of these ideas for your next bridal shower that you're going to. I hope you learned a little bit or a lot, and we cannot wait to see you on the next video of Crafting with Shaneda. Happy crafting!